What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Let's get into what happened today. So, there's a meeting that's supposed to happen. Now, I know last minute breaking news, I guess. I don't know what it was. It might have been fake, but they called off the meeting or moved it somewhere else. But regardless, we're going to focus on the meeting and what it was supposed to be and what everybody knows it to be. But I believe that that they decided to like drop it after they found out what was happening, because it was leaked, I believe, yesterday that they were going to have this meeting. And it has been a full-on like MAGA freak out, Democrat freak out, American citizen freak out on why the hell you having a meeting. And also the victims, they have given their voice to this too, saying like, why on earth are you having a meeting without having one of us? Our voices need to be heard, which really bothered me, because I'm sitting here thinking about this entire like transaction of all this stuff, right? They never incorporate the victims. In every aspect, they never incorporate the victims. When they went to go talk to Ghislaine Maxwell, this Todd Blanche, Attorney General, the victims weren't made aware at all that this is going to happen, whether they can voice their opinion about whatever this particular meeting is going to be about, if it's going to be some type of leniency. And then she gets leniency and goes to like Club Fed. It's still a prison, but still not as harsh as the other one. She has more freedoms, and there's more like open door type policy. Not that you can leave the premises, but you can walk out and chill and hang out in your time and then go back to your prison cell. So it's a lot lenient, right? So she got this leniency from this meeting that all she supposedly did was just tell them that Donald Trump, that she didn't remember him that much in any of this stuff. But you got to understand, prior to, she did say that she knew of Donald Trump and he was frequent, like hanging out, whatever. She didn't say exactly how they were, hanging out, but the pictures kind of proved that they were hanging out. Hey, Monica, it's all good. So, so you can understand that it didn't seem like she was telling the truth. Yet, though she had leniency, she got leniency, meaning she got to go to Club Fed when nobody else, and again, it is against the rules for someone who is a violent criminal, harming kids, right? Pedophile, rapist of children. And that person got leniency, never really full on admitting what she did. So I don't understand that it appears that what came out after Todd Blanche had this meeting was, that she didn't mention anything that would put Donald Trump in any kind of hot water. And then after that, it's like, okay, you can go to Club Fed. That made no sense. There is no reason for this woman to be going from anywhere from her prison cell where she was at, the prison that she was put into, to another one. There's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason. And she reached out to Donald Trump. Her lawyer and her reached out to Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't reach out to them. She's trying to get a deal. And what would give Donald Trump a deal? What would force him to give you a deal? Think about this. Leverage is what you create a deal. If I wanted you to give me something that is of value to you, or better yet, to me, but it's also of value to you, I got to give you something in return. You just ain't going to hand over a gift to me without me actually, or without you rather, actually getting something in return, whether it be money for that transaction, whether it be a favor for that transaction that be paid later on. But you call me and you receive a favor. Why would I give you a favor? There's nothing that you did for me. Are you telling me to tell everybody that Donald Trump had nothing to do with this or whatever is enough to get you moved from a major prison where violent criminals are to criminals who just stole money from rich people, you can get moved from there just from making a phone call to Donald Trump? Was there money transacted? I mean, come on, like, make some sense. If anybody knows how to make a deal or leverage, nobody gives you something for nothing. And what it appears on the outside looking in is that she got something for nothing. And the reason why it looks that way, because they haven't told us anything about what the hell she supposedly gave up that would give her leniency. Is anybody behind bars after she had this meeting? Are they charging someone that she ratted on from this meeting? No. Nobody got caught in any kind of legal situation. Nobody got outed. So how do you get leniency without giving something up? How do you have leverage? You're in jail, so nobody believes you. You lied a few times in jail. In your court case, everything. So you got charged with perjury, even though he got knocked out, but still, because of the 20-year charge, I'm sure. But you're a liar, a rapist, a pedophile, evil spirit, period. And somehow somebody's going to say, give her leniency. Had some conservative reporter, I forgot what station he was on, talking about, oh, she's a victim too. Shut the fuck up. She ain't no damn victim. She may have been a victim a long, long time ago, but she made her choice on what she wanted to do in life. But she came from a rich family. She never had to want for anything. Jeffrey Epstein didn't have to force her to do nothing, seeing as how she came from a rich family, already having cash. Why you chasing somebody who's just as rich as your dad was, or maybe even a little bit more? But why does that matter, seeing as how you got money in the bank? You're rich too. What you chasing? Your urges is what you was chasing. Your urges to do what he was doing as a woman. I want people to understand something. Just because women aren't the norm for this type of thing, there are women out there who do it. And we got one. Now, if you think she's the only one in the fucking world, you crazy. Just like there are a lot of madams out there, there are a lot of pedophile madams out there. I know it for a fact. I remember a neighborhood I used to live in. I used to run around the neighborhood all the time. I see this one old white dude, see him out on the porch every once in a while, and I was always neighborly because I'm running by. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He have a little grunt, whatever, right? No, just kind of weird. But I'm like, whatever. He's old, up in his age. He had to be like 70 something or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know how people be 70 and still look good, like black people, and you're 70 and you look like you was 148. That was him. So it's like, okay, but he sit there and grunt, and every time he walked by, not a mean grunt, but just seemed like he was just grouchy. But he was an old man, looked kind of like you could push him over. And he'd probably have a heart attack. Little did I know, judge a book by its cover, you cannot. Little did I know, I'm running one day. I see one of my homies that works for the news out at the park sitting here chilling and talking. And I'm running past this. I'm like, what is all this tape up for? What's going on? Run over to the park, ask a few questions. The man I saw grunting all the time was a pedophile right in my community. Right behind my house on the opposite side of the street. Like I'm running around the block. His house was like right behind mine, cat a corner behind mine. Did not know it whatsoever. And this man's sickness was having sex with babies. Yeah, they out there. Like 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, infants. And he had a woman that would drop these babies off. Sick shit. Shit that used to say, do not go to jail, go straight to hell. Those types of people. She is in that group of people. And when you visualize what these people did to 1,000 in her situation, over 1,000 children, y'all. I want you to go to the internet right the fuck now and type in 1,000 people in one room. Give me 1,000 people in one room and look how many people. You won't see kids mostly. You'll see adults in these rooms. It'll be at some kind of stadium or whatever, and it will show you 1,000 people in one room, and you will look at that and be like, damn, that is a lot of fucking children. And this woman got leniency. Where's the leverage? What did she do? Who did she turn in? Who are we charging? No fucking body. You don't have enough information to get out of jail without turning somebody over. She didn't get out of jail, but she got into a much easier jail for doing what? I don't believe Donald Trump did as much as I don't think he did anything. I can't recall. That's all that came out of me that we know so far. And she ends up in Club Fed. I'm going to keep reminding these people how gross she is. Because people keep looking at this white woman and trying to make it seem like, oh, this white lady can't be that bad. Let her out. Fuck you. This woman was having a ball while she saw people being tortured. These girls were virgins. These girls came with a smile on their face to make a couple $100 just to do a massage when they didn't even know how to do massages. To be caught up in something. Not only that, they had to take these young girls and sell them to other men after he had them first. And she had them first. They get the pick of the litter and then they put them out. Sold them like fucking puppies. That's the monster that you should be seeing. Not this white woman with short hair and now she got long hair and look kind of gangly. Not that. Look beyond that. Look at the demon in her eyes, in her spirit, in her soul. Can you harm a kid? Do you understand what it takes? I know people who can fight their asses off. Mike Tyson per se, right? Or, Muhammad Ali can fight their ass off. But would they do something like this to a child? We haven't heard anything like that at all. They out there knocking dudes' heads off, trying to kill them. And they didn't have the mindset to harm children. You know how bad you got to be. How evil you got to be to have no soul, no spirit whatsoever to look at a child. Come on now. You know how kids are. If you had kids, they give you that look like, and you just want to buy them a car. You know they can't even drive. Just innocent as fuck. They looked past that and said, fuck that. I'm going to get what I want out of you. Fuck all that baby looking at me. Fuck all that saying stop. Fuck all that. I ain't never did nothing like this. Fuck all that. Sit there and take it. And then after that, I'm going to sell your ass to somebody else. Now take your ass back to math class. This is what they did to girls. And it's a damn shame that you got people out here. I've only seen white men. I ain't seen nobody else trying to say she's a victim. A demon is a victim. What do you see? What do you see the victim in her face? She had no remorse. Whenever you see her, she ain't got no emotion. You got a psycho in your presence and you're sitting here trying to get her out. That makes me think either you're a white supremacist and you just don't want a white woman getting in trouble for something, or you're a pedophile and you don't feel like what she did was that bad because you yourself feel like you shouldn't be in jail. I mean, there's not too many reasons for you to want this woman out. This guy talking about full pardon that one white dude. Todd Blanche went and spoke to her and her lawyer was hella confident like something was going to happen, and something did happen. The only time something like that happens is that she got evidence on Trump. There is no way in hell that you're going to be set free. Now, does she say she's going to do something with this evidence? Like destroy it or have it sent somewhere or whatever? Therefore, I can't let you go free, but I'll make it a lot easier on you. That's leverage. That would be a reason why to get you out of a strong prison into a weaker one. But just to say, I didn't see Donald Trump, that's going to get you from a stronger one to a weaker one. How stupid can you be to believe that? See, this is the problem. They know that MAGA are a bunch of MAGA dipshits. But here's the thing. Many of these people are waking up because of this. This is something that's really crazy, and it kind of trips me out. They really care about it. It's not like probably for some of them it still is, but it's not like a talking point for them. There were many of them that got into this because they really wanted these people to go to jail, and they got into it because they thought it was going to be all Democrats. They never thought that it could be a Republican in there somewhere. But now they're worried. And again, MAGA are the biggest conspiracy theorists on the fucking planet. And so when Donald Trump starts acting like the swampiest swamp thing on the planet, their little conspiracy theory noses just perk up. Like, oh shit, one of ours may be. He done went in there and caught the swamp bug or some shit. Now they're worried about it. Now they're pissed about it because their guy promised it to them. And that's why they're having a meeting tonight. Well, they say they ain't going to have it now. I don't believe it. They might have moved it, or at the very worst, in which I don't put it past them, they push that out there just so they can come out and say, oh, that's a conspiracy. There's a hoax going on. So, it's wrong, and get their people pissed off because no, it never comes to fruition, but it was promoted by them so they can make the news look like liars. I don't put that past them either. But the reality is, many people in different news organizations confirmed with their sources that Donald Trump, not Donald Trump himself, but his people, J.D. Vance, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Susie Wiles, chief of staff, and I did say J.D. Vance already, I believe. They were all supposed to get together tonight. But see, they released it yesterday, right? And it blew up in their face. So this today, when Donald Trump was in his meeting or press conference type of thing, he had J.D. Vance beside him. Now I don't know if that was pre-planned or that he was supposed to be there at that meeting. I don't know. I didn't go into depth and look at it. But it's just odd that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are pretty much never in the same room unless they have like some kind of executive from another country, or they're trying to bum rush somebody like they did the president of Ukraine, and also tried to do to the black president of Africa, or at least the head executive of Africa. I don't think he was the president, but the leader. Where they bum rushed him. Oh yeah, all of them were just sitting there, trying to go on this, rant of the power of white ignorant dudes going against other countries and we're the winner crap, right? So we're gonna go through that. Now I'm gonna show you. These are the people that were supposed to be at this meeting today. You see to the left, that's Susie Wiles. She is the chief of staff. J.D. Vance, Pam Bondi, DOJ head, FBI head, and then Todd Blanche, the one who met with Maxwell. Now, soon after that, of course, she got moved into a more comfier prison, and they've been scrambling, trying to figure it out. They've been doing one fuck up after another, trying to throw us off and talk about Joe Biden, Obama, and conspiracy theories about everybody and their mama, trying to see what would stick on the wall. And things aren't really sticking. So they're trying to figure some stuff out. So this meeting was supposed to be a strategy meeting, what they call the strategy meeting. Now here's the question. Why you need a strategy for something that you ain't got shit to do with it? If I'm gonna tell you right now, let me just give you the straight facts of it all. Like what Mr. Straight Facts would have done. I know I'm not a pedophile, right? But you don't even know where you at. I done been to so many conferences in the tech industry, in sales and all that shit. I'm sure I ran across some shady people in my life. And you probably can catch me in a photo near a shady person, but I just introduce myself to that person, be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? It's the dude that's going to help, me increase my sales or whatever it is, right? You find me right next to that dude, and that dude done did some egregious shit, and I'm over here cheesing with him. Excuse me. I ain't going to be trying to do no freaking weird-ass press conferences and point some other direction. I'm going to be like, yo, let me look for my receipts. See the reason why I was there. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and check. And then I'm going to come out and say, look, I don't even know, homie. I took that picture with him. I was at this function. Hey, I got 4 more other pictures with people in that function. See, he's in the background. I'm clearing my name. I ain't trying to do no extra shit. I ain't trying to say, look over there. There's a bird. There's a tree. There's Superman. I ain't trying to do that shit. That's guilty shit. Just bring out the evidence. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Send out the files. I ain't do shit. I was there chilling, partying, having a good time. I was single. Well, at the particular moment, that's how I met my girl in this situation with Donald Trump. He met Melania through Epstein and his model agency dude that was bringing all these, high-priced hookers to be models. I mean, keep it real. I ain't going to jail for shit. I'm like, yeah, my wife was a trick beforehand. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling it out. I'm like, yeah, she was a trick. I paid $4,000 for it for the first time. Had a plane. I did it to her on a plane. She was good and all that stuff like that. But I ain't mess with no kids. Nope. My wife. She used to be my hoe. That's it. I'm straight. Him with little kids. Ain't me. I ratted on him. Not me. Period. Go ahead and check it out. I don't need nobody else to co-sign. I wouldn't need Ghislaine Maxwell. Why? Yeah, I hung out with homie. I didn't know he was that way, though. Simple. This fool, look over there. No, look over there. Squirrel. He's all over the place. Here's a conspiracy theory over here. Figure out something, Pam Bondi. Figure out something, Cash Patel. Figure out something. I'm like, why are y'all coming out with 755 fucking stories instead of coming out with the actual fact? Here's the thing that people don't understand. These departments should never be in cahoots with one another. Okay, let me give you an understanding. The chief of staff is not Donald Trump's actual worker. That person's for the White House. They're focused on the White House. They're not Donald Trump's personal fucking assistant. Right? That would be Susan Wiles right there. Vice president, the reason why they usually have them in 2 separate rooms, we have an attack, you can't take out both of them. So they're mostly separated. They be in meetings and stuff every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? And it's heightened security when that happens. But when they mostly like doing their business, they separate. Because if anything happens, one gone, not both. That protocol kind of fell to the wayside, because I guess we felt a little safe and things of that nature. But that's what mostly happens, right? But he should be able to talk to these individuals, but not be able to talk to them about their investigation. You don't talk to the president and vice president about investigations that have nothing to do with them. These are or even if it has something to do with them, you're supposed to have these all separate. They're their own entity. And they do not report to the president and say, oh, let me tell you that. No, they're hired to do their work. The president should not have any say so as into what cases they pick up, or they're not supposed to be going after nobody except for criminals. And they're not supposed to be taking advice on which criminal to seek. They find out within their own department what's good and what's bad, what rises to the top and what falls. They don't listen to the president. As you notice with Joe Biden, with Obama and all that, they did not go to these departments and just speak to them on the regular about cases. Now, there was one, wasn't the president at the time, but it still was shady. And that was shady on the Democrat side. We're going to go into that. But this right here quadruples that shit. And they had this shit planned. Pam Bondi, DOJ, should never be talking to the FBI unless they're just sharing information about a particular case they're working on. They should not be collaborating with each other on one particular case unless one has evidence just to share with the other one. They should not be coordinating. They're individual. They don't run the same cases at the same time. This is all a Donald Trump thing. Todd Blanche. Here's the thing. Conflict of interest is strong in this group. Okay? Pam Bondi still has cases as a personal attorney for Donald Trump. So does Todd Blanche. A personal attorney, but you got to understand her job, right? The DOJ, she's not supposed to be serving Donald Trump. She serves the Constitution. Not Donald Trump or any president for that matter. The FBI exists to protect the people, not political people. The people, American citizens, they protect us, but not going to protect Donald Trump. To protect one person? No. From whom? You're going to protect Donald Trump and say F you to the people? You're supposed to be protecting these women who were girls when they got assaulted and going to see who the hell did it. That's your job. Not to go to the pedophiles or accused pedophiles, which Donald Trump is one, accused by a 13-year-old girl, and then ask that person, what should I do? How the hell? You're going to go ask an accused pedophile whether you should research his pedophile buddy or investigate his pedophile buddy's girl. This shit don't make no sense. You can't add this shit up and come up with anything other than stupid. So that's what you have here. These are all in cahoots. And Cockeye Patel, how the hell? He had on his little thing, oh, we're going to get the Epstein files, and all that. Now he has to know Donald Trump is in these Epstein files, and not only is he in them, there's some shady shit about him. You don't go through all this stuff when you're innocent. You know Donald Trump don't give a damn. Remember Donald Trump said exact words. I can go out on, I didn't get exact words because I'm in the street, but I think he said Fifth Avenue. I can go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and MAGA wouldn't even care about me getting charged. And it's been true up until now. So why would he have a problem? He should be able to say, yeah, I was there, I was hanging out. MAGA ain't gonna do nothing to me. I ain't do nothing. Release that shit. Ain't got nothing to do with me. All I did was just come there a couple times, had a little fun, whatever, blah, blah, no big deal. All the girls I talked to were over 18. That's it. Simple. It's not simple for them. So that tells you something's dirty. Ask yourself, how would you respond? Just ask yourself real quick. If I was innocent, how would I respond? First off, I don't want to see a jail cell. So I'm going to tell you the truth. So help me God. I'm like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Didn't see it. Didn't have anything to do with that. I went to the island, had a few drinks. I believe I had a Mai Tai. And I had this, I had that. You know what I'm saying? I did this. Used the restroom twice. I am in it. You know what I'm saying? I used the restroom twice. I remember I went out to the garden. I took a swim in the pool for a minute. I'm going in. Oh, I got my camera. I was out there chilling out there looking at all the, gold lamp posts. And I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I ain't did shit. Didn't do nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with me. That shit must have happened when I went to sleep. See? But if I'm guilty, shit. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I ain't never been there. But we got a picture of you there. Really? I don't remember that. But here's a picture. You were him dancing. Oh, yeah, that's true. I was at that one. What about this one? Well, you got me there. Obviously, I'm there. I plead the fifth. That's all I got to say. If I'm guilty, Obama, I'm going to say something crazy to try and get out of it. Of course, I'm going to lie my ass off if I'm guilty. You don't want 15 stories out there if you're innocent. Because that makes you look guilty. Who does that to themselves? If you got the truth and you ain't did nothing wrong, and even though you're a black person, they can still try to put it on you, you still going to tell the truth. Why? Because the truth is the only thing that's going to set you free. The lies is automatically to jail. The truth, tell it like it is. When they find evidence, it matches. And they take you in, they just pure racist, they're hateful. And you could probably win that case and turn it over. But if you lie 4 times and you still didn't do it, you just lie, you're just a liar on just loving the lie. Even if you didn't do it, you going to jail, bro. You should have told the truth or something similar to the truth at least. Brought out some evidence. But no, Donald Trump is spinning multiple stories. If you're innocent, you don't create opportunities to look guilty on 50 levels. You try to make that shit look tight. Dude, I don't remember that shit. I'm 80, nigga. I don't remember that shit. What you talking about? I didn't do nothing that I remember. I'm looking through videos and everything. Donald Trump ain't looking through shit. He ain't asked his wife. Obviously, his wife was there sometime. I don't know why they ain't interviewing her. Like, we saw you at some of those parties there, Melania Trump. Excuse me. How much did you know her? Because you think the only person that has some dirt is Ghislaine Maxwell? No. The prostitute madam, the prostitute president, first lady, rather. The first lady, Melania. That prostitute got some information. Go back and look at it. How much she got paid to come here and have sex with Donald Trump on a plane. Go ask. Go ask her. You can get in touch with her. Mainstream media. Interview her. Do you know anything about your husband? You know, the one that you got paid to sleep with on the plane that Jeffrey Epstein said that's how y'all met and had sex on his plane the first time he was right there with you? Y'all were homies. You mean to tell me that you so much of a hoe that you would just strip down and have sex with your boy and another dude in the room? He know you on his plane? Or do you feel comfortable? He's your homie and y'all always good having y'all little orgy. You was comfortable being around him, but you gonna tell me you gonna do the dirty next to somebody that you don't know. Come on, man. And how he know y'all got together this way? Y'all can't be fucking lying this damn strong and think people that stupid. Go ask the prostitute Melania. Go ask her. Go ask her. See what she says. Because I ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit. I ain't gonna try and give nobody no respect that ain't giving it. Melania ain't gave respect to nobody with a little mean mugging ass. That bitch's face is stuck on fucking mean. I would be too if you was dating, you know, the orange Grinch. But that was your choice. You accepted the money. You allowed that dude to bust in you. That's you. That's your choice. Those are your bad choices. Ain't enough money in the world to sell your soul. But you did it. Because you wanted to get to America. Be best and shit. Fucking joke. It's a joke. Came to this country illegally. Illegally. She had no business to be doing in here. She came here as a model. And the dude who brought her as a model was the same dude that was trafficking children with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, y'all got to go look at this information about this too. There is a accountant for Jeffrey Epstein. There's a reporter who got this information. You could probably see it online. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I was going to bring it up anyway, so you can go check it out for yourself. And this reporter said that she spoke with this accountant, and the accountant is in legal documents that she said this, that Jeffrey Epstein's modeling setup was the exact copy of Donald Trump's modeling setup. So that made me think, I'm like, oh shit. So you're trying to tell me that Jeffrey Epstein copied Donald Trump? So the mastermind behind the modeling setup is actually Trump? The way the modeling thing was set up for him to be able to do what he was doing with these children was set up exactly like Donald Trump's. I don't know what that says, but I know it has an inference that we've been looking at one person while the other person is just as bad. He just got over because he was a bigger snake than this one. Epstein, that is. He was a bigger snake than Epstein. And judging by what he's done to our country, you kind of get it. You kind of realize if he was able to turn a whole country against his own, not whole, but a big swath of this country against their own interests, this dude is the devil reincarnated. To be able to do that shit by lying, not ever telling a truth. You think that he's innocent when it comes to this pedophilia shit and this whole ring that he was homies with? You think that is? Hell no. Come on, y'all. We have to be stupid to believe that Donald Trump wasn't a part of this whole ring. How is it you out in the open talking about the things that you talk about? The grossest thing this man done said about his own child. Right? About his own child, voluptuous, since she was a kid. That word don't even come out my mouth about a child. But he did. His own blood. The type of person I would date if she wasn't my blood. She's a kid. What the fuck you talking about? It is vintage Trump. Let's jump into a bird's eye view. Donald Trump has told us who he was from day one. And all these Republicans, what they're so tripped out about it and even, excited about is Donald Trump is a crook in live and in person. He'll tell you, yeah, I'll rob you. I can shoot you and get away with it. When he says that, it disarms everybody, and all these fools are like, yeah, he could do it. I ain't got no problem. They say, what? He does all his dirt out in the open. You'll even get some of his sycophants saying, well, the Democrats, they was doing that behind the scenes. Donald Trump is doing out in your face. So, which one would you rather trust? The one where he's doing it in your face or the one behind your back? I'm like, neither, fool. I don't want either one of them to be ripping me off, behind my back or in my face. They always compare to make it seem like one's worse than the other. You can rob me behind my back or rob me in my face. Either way it goes, you rob me, fool. It's not tit for tat the same. I mean, even if it's not like one's better than the other. They're both robbing. They're both pedophiles. I mean, it's the dumbest thing to ever say. Oh, well, he rapes people in the dark. Well, he rapes them in the light. He's better. Say what? That's how stupid it is. And yet, though, these fools fall for it. Donald Trump has been telling us the entire time who he is. Going up to a child, going up on an escalator and saying, she's gonna be one of my dates. Who thinks about a child and dating a child? I don't care how many years you add to it. You can be a grown man and say, there's a beautiful child you have. My daughter's cute too. You should see her. That don't seem creepy. But when you think about dating somebody, what do you think about dating when you're dating somebody? Men? When you see a girl and talk about dating her, when you say, oh, she's dateable. Tell the straight truth. When you talk about dating somebody, in your mind, even though women, I'm going to tell you how it is. Like I said, Mr. Straight Facts. Now, these are not for every man, but when you say somebody is dateable, you're saying to yourself, she is fuckable. He's saying to a child, you're fuckable. Get some 10 years on you. I got you. A child. He's been telling us who he was the entire time. The entire time. Ask yourself, would you men or women say what I just said to a child? Ever? If you say yes, you are a pedophile, or at least a closeted one that has not done it, but in your head, you do it. Keep it a buck. He's been telling you who he was the entire time. There is no other human being that I've seen in my lifetime that has literally tell you that they would sleep with the daughter or 10-year-old if she grew when she gets like 5 more years or whatever it was. She was like 5. He said She's like 5 or 6, and he said 10 more years, so she still would have been 15, 16 years old. Wouldn't have been 18. But still, all that. When have anybody ever said it? I haven't said it. I'm just going to say I haven't said it. So I don't know any man that in my life that has said it. Not to say they haven't done it. I'm just saying I haven't heard anybody say it. It was never said in any locker room I went to. It was never said around me. Maybe they hit it, but I did not hear it. So therefore, I don't think of it as norm. But this is sick, ladies. This is the ladies and gentlemen. This is sick. A man would say that about his own blood or even a child. Is wrong. It's just wrong. And it's not funny. It's not like, I'm just kidding. No, ain't no kidding to that. No kidding to it. You don't play like that. Again, you can give a child or a young girl a compliment without being creepy. You got a beautiful daughter. The dudes are going to love her when she gets older. You're going to have to beat them with a stick. My daughter is beautiful. You know how many times I heard people say, boy, you're going to get in a lot of fights. You got a gorgeous child right there. You're going to have to beat those dudes off with a stick. I said, yeah, I'm going to give them a little something hotter than a stick. But they're going to get it. You heard that all the time. Anybody had little kids, your kids are beautiful. Everybody said it that way. Nobody was creepy. Tell me if a neighbor came over and said, I'm going to be hitting that when 5 more years, 10 years, I'm going to hit that. Say what? You ain't making it 5 years. You ain't making 5 minutes after saying that statement. But this man done lived 79 years telling the world who the fuck he is. And people excusing it. I don't understand the mentality. I don't know the trickery or the brain fuckery he's pulling off. But I've recognized it the entire time. But the reality that people don't see it or don't want to see it, I'm like, what do you want from this man that you're willing to look past all the egregious acts? On the bus, he's talking about grabbing women by their vaginas. He just walks up to her and kiss them. They'll let you do it if you're a celebrity. Why is that okay? That's not good locker room talk. That's nothing worth a damn. That's a horrible human being. That's a predator. And they were willing to put a predator in office twice. You see this recently? He was talking about his press conference lady, whatever it is, the lady, the White House press person, Kristen something. He's talking about her. Look at her lips and so just poker. I felt like dirty while he was talking about her. I'm like, why the fuck are you talking about her like that? She's such a beautiful this. I'm like, dude, chill out. You grandpa. Calm down. If you haven't noticed, your wife is older. Stay with the old people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? You got to always give women their beautiful compliments. Chill out. They don't need it. Not from you. They don't need it. But you're a creep, dude. You're a creep. 100%. Accused pedophile, rapist, grifter, 34-time felon. That is you. And if it wasn't such thing as white supremacy in this country, you'd be behind bars as opposed to being the president. This is how sick this country is, that part of it. Those independents and those Republicans. And I dare say the far left who decided to say, I'm not going to vote. You're just as sick as they are because you saw an egregious person, a person who don't give a fuck about nobody, accused of raping a child, groping 26 women, grabbing people by the you-know-what and kissing them for no fucking reason. That, you had no problems saying, I'll go over here and not vote or I'll vote somewhere else. I'm like, don't you see the emergency we in? You don't see America going to the fucking shitter with this dude becoming the president. Oh, okay. You don't see protecting your own child because once you met a pedophile become norm, that means others will do it and realize I ain't gonna get in trouble because the head president in chief does it. Haven't you noticed with Donald Trump how many criminals are getting back on the street to commit more crimes? Thought you was a party of law and order. I thought you cared about your communities and people beating and killing and raping. He's letting the beaters, the killers, and the rapists free. He even got one who's got 1,000 bodies. on her or more of rape, and he gave her leniency. You're going to wake the fuck up. If those aren't punishable, what the fuck is? This man trying to go after innocent people and put guilty people back on the street. This man got Sean Puffy Combs thinking that he can pay his way out of jail. And he just might be able to do it. Woo, yeah. I just, what country are we living in? Because law ain't shit. Order ain't shit. If you're going to go and allow convicted felons, accused, or convicted sexual assaulters, which a judge said you can call rape legally. So he's a legal. And think about it. If he walks up to a woman and says, you know what? I want to buy something for my girl. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, come on in. I'll show you. And then once he goes and he sticks his finger in her vagina and starts to like fuck around with her, that type of human being you wanted as president. See, I got to tell you, here's the thing that trips me out. People just take words. I visualize words. Why? Because you got to know where the mindset. What men and women. Can you visualize yourself going into a room where a person just sitting there, just like helping you out, being kind, being nice, taking their time to help you out? Oh, would this look good on your wife? This good? No? Oh, okay. This shirt right here would look good. I think she'll look great in this. She has a really like olive skin. And what? What you got your finger in me for? Do you understand what type of depraved human being would hurt somebody who's helping you? And then walk away like, you liked it because I'm a celebrity. I'll let you do it. That is your president. Only in America where a white male, rich white male, racist white male can get away with that shit. And get power, not prison. So Donald Trump was in this meeting. And like I said, I don't know whether Vice President J.D. Vance was supposed to be at this meeting because I don't know the itinerary. But it's like the day after he's supposed to have, or the day before, which I guess was yesterday, he said that they released the information. Again, the only people who would know anything about this meeting are them. Nobody else would know. And he's like, anybody release that information? You know, it can't be true type of thing. I'm like, dude, it had to be one of you. You had to be one of the leakers. Who would have known that you were setting up a party at your crib, man? They just think people are stupid. Remember how I told you, and you all know it, because you learned it, Donald Trump used to call the media and pretend he was somebody else to tell them, I think you need to put Donald Trump, because I think he's rich. He's a billionaire. He's this, that, and the third. And they got it on tape. This man was literally calling in, bolstering himself. Donald Trump is right now leaking information. It ain't past him. It's his MO. That's his mode of operation. If he wants something done, he controls the media. He doesn't let the media control him. He controls it. So he puts out. Donald Trump has been the leaker this entire fucking time, if you didn't know. They're looking for leakers. It's Donald Trump. That's the strategy. Rat out some shit, then say, I don't know who's talking about. That's got to be a conspiracy. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Who would say that? Simple. It's not that hard at all. Donald Trump has done this in his past. That's his MO. He's been doing it since, I don't know, 80s at least. Probably been doing it longer than that. But that's when you found out about it. You actually have audio of him pretending to be somebody, calling up places and saying, yeah, he should be in the Forbes magazine. He's a millionaire. He's a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. It was Donald Trump the entire time. Gave a fake name and all. So you think it's beneath him now to call the media and tell them that something's going to happen and then all of a sudden say it's a hoax just so he can get himself out of this Jeffrey Epstein shit? I don't. Not at all. He's got a whole swamp machine doing this shit. That's why these MAGA people in power, the Cash Patels and all stuff like that, that's why, and Pam Bondi, they see what he's doing. They got to follow it now. They're part of this super swamp. Now, what is MAGA going to do? Hopefully, pull a Mike Pence on Cash Patel. Pull a Mike Pence on Pam Bondi. Set up the gallows outside. Say, what the fuck are y'all doing? You see what we're going to do to Mike Pence, and he was just not going to certify an election. You're trying to fuck with little children and let it get past us. What say you, MAGA? You willing to fight for what you thought was democracy when it was really destroying democracy, but he had you believing that he won an election that he know he fucking lost. Now you know he's on the pedophile list and he's got the master pedophile female version and giving her perks instead of punishing her even more. That's your guy. That is your guy, MAGA. You created that monster. All those kids that he probably harmed, and I know he harmed some just for the fact of walking in on them while they were naked. He admitted that shit on Howard Stern. Creep. Grown-ass man walking in with 14, 15, 16-year-old, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. And bragging about it. And talking about their bodies in a very a super creepy way. How did that shit ever get past us? I don't understand it. When I first heard it back in the day, I was like, this is sick. What? Y'all paying attention to this? I was some do-gooder. Everybody else, dude, it's no big deal. It's a big fucking deal. Weird people. Thank you, Five Along Fire, for the donation, also the gift memberships. But it's just insane to me how we just let this shit fly. It should not be something that we let fly. We should hold them to the highest account of the law. I mean, especially when people have power, you really have to hold them in I didn't say contempt, but you need to hold them against for the law. You can't just let them go because, again, if you allow the president to do this and allow him to have the powers to let every pedophile go back out there to harm kids, what are you trying to really solve? MAGA, this man just let this woman into a smaller, like a easier, quote unquote, prison. What's going to happen the next thing he does? When you stop worrying about this for a little bit, you stop talking about it, and he sets her free. You think a pedophile is going to stop being a pedophile just because she got set free? No, she's going to realize I'm more powerful now. As long as he's the president, I can continue harming kids and ain't shit going to happen to me. Why? Because I got dirt on his ass too. And now that I get out, I got more leverage. I ain't never going back to jail. I'm going to harm more children again. Think ahead. This woman did not stop what she was doing when Jeffrey Epstein got caught the first time. Jail was excluded from her in that contract that they made for him to go to jail. So he went to jail for everybody else so that they wouldn't have a federal case against anybody else who was doing it. And after he got out, she continued to do it with him, knowing that it was illegal. This woman is a monster. Give a fuck what she looks like. She's a monster. And your orange cretin is supporting her, which to me, if you're supporting a monster, you're complicit with the monster's deeds, you're just as bad as the monster. There's no reason to give this woman leniency. If anything, you should be going in and saying, you know what? You should get 20 years for each kid. Bitch, you dying in prison. I'm just saying, these are the things, if I was going to do something, it was going to make it worse if I could make it worse. I'm not going to make it easier on somebody who's been convicted, tried by her peers, convicted of doing what she did, videotape, pictures all over the place. Could you imagine the crap that they have? You can't leverage somebody if you don't have real dirt on them. If you just got Prince Andrew hugging up on Virginia Guffrey or Gouffre or whatever. That right there, I just took a picture with her. I don't know nothing about her. You know there's more dirtier shit. You know that. You can't brag. How you going to bribe Prince Andrew with a picture of him just hugging up on a white girl? She just loved to see a prince. No big deal. You can bribe him if he's doing something to say a white girl. Like pedophilia. That's when you can, he got me. How much money you need? Donate $1 million a year? Oh, that's a month? Okay, cool. Got you. You got to have leverage to do this. Taking a picture with a kid or whatever, that's not leverage. It's the dirtier shit. And you know they got that. And you know that if he is just as bad as he said he is, he's got Donald Trump in some of these videos. He's got to have it. Why would he not? And vice versa. Because I believe Donald Trump may have been the person who started this thing. Because when Jeffrey Epstein started, this is the story, he started his modeling agency. Remind you that Jeffrey Epstein didn't have modeling agencies at all. Jeffrey Epstein started by taking by getting the property of, I forgot his first name, his last name is Wexler. He's the one who owned Victoria's Secret and a bunch of places. He was a billionaire. That's when he got into the modeling part. But these were, Victoria's Secret were the grown women, the main models and shit like that. It wasn't like the kid models, right? So they got into the children model shit where you see them in one video that's out there right now of a bunch of white girls in white, I don't know what they are, shirts or dresses or whatever it may be, and they're all just roaming around and just having a good time, whatever. And Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump are just sitting there or standing there, whatever it is. And I don't know if they're conversing with adults or whatever, but these kids over here, they didn't have that type of model. He didn't have that type of modeling agency, meaning Jeffrey Epstein. But when he wanted that, he modeled it after Trump. He had his accountant say, set it up just like Trump's. So he started funneling kids out. And remember, Donald Trump had young girls working at Mar-a-Lago in the spa. And where did Jeffrey Epstein rape his girls? In the spa. Crazy coincidence, huh? Trump had a spa with young girls in it. So did Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein raped young girls. Donald Trump has a 13-year-old back in the day. She was grown, but a few years back, that said that him and Donald Trump both raped her at the same time. And beat her. You can read it, her allegations. So why does this stuff match up side by side, and we're supposed to believe that what we see and what we hear is not it? I told you that's Donald Trump's MO. It's in your face. You don't believe I'm doing it. Because if I was doing it, I'd be hiding it. And I'm just putting it out in front of your face so you kind of get understanding that I'm kind of joking being a creep. But I'm really one. But I've disarmed you because you think I'm just kidding every time I'm messing around with kids. You think it's a joke when I'm really plotting. Just saying. You go back out and see it. You go back and see it. Now you're going to start seeing everything he does through a different light. You're going to see it through a different light now. I hope you do, at least. And especially MAGA. Wake the fuck up. What he says, he's doing. Period. That's just disarmament from you. Is that as long as I say it, you'll disconnect. Like, if he's saying it, he can't be doing dirt because he just said it. It can't be happening. He figured out the most. I mean, you have to be really devious to try that shit out. Let me go and tell somebody real quick. You know, whatever age he was in, just when he learned this shit. So he walked up to somebody and said, you know what? If I wanted to, be a pedophile, I could if I wanted to, but I don't have to. Didn't say nothing. Did it somebody else? They all played him off. See, I just told them what I'm doing, and they just like played me off. Then just start doing it. I told you I was just, it's a joke, but you know how it is. No, I don't. I grab them by the you know what, because they let you. You know how it is. I really don't. He tells what he does out loud. He didn't think he was going to get in trouble for it because he done told that story a million times. You think he just told it to that Bush dude on that bus? That's all he told it to? Donald Trump done told every celebrity he done ran into. Man, watch this. Walked up, grabbed him, did what he wanted to do, walked back. See, they don't do nothing. You know how I know he did that? Because he did that right in front of Jeffrey Epstein, who brought one of his girlfriends, an older woman, but she wasn't an older woman. She was in her 20s. Brought her over to Donald Trump. All he did was talk about her. Talk about Trump to her. Brought her up to the Trump Tower or whatever. He comes out. The first thing he does, start groping her breast, all that. Right in front of Jeffrey Epstein. She accounts this. Go look it up. She says it. And instead of protecting her, Jeffrey Epstein got pissed at her like, why'd you let him do it? That let me know that he tested girls all the time like that. And Donald Trump talking about he grabbing girls all the time. He was just proving to Jeffrey Epstein, I can do it to your girl. Bring her. I told you, it works. I wouldn't doubt Donald Trump taught Jeffrey Epstein how to pull this shit off. Because for some reason, if you think about the mindset, he thought that if he brought the girl there, that the girl would end up slapping Donald Trump. So if you are the main pedophile and have tried everything out, why would you be the one bringing somebody to a girl and thinking that she wouldn't respond? You would think she would respond. So he brought somebody to Donald Trump to test if Donald Trump's groping and raping and pedophilia shit just works. And Donald Trump proved, look, it works. Now, we're the incredible raping duo. I'll teach you how to do it, bro. All you got to do is do this because you ain't a celebrity. Nobody really know you. I'll show you how to do it. I would not doubt that was the case because it really doesn't make any sense any other way around. Why would you bring somebody to Donald Trump to see if he can grope her and the girl won't do anything if you didn't think a girl's supposed to react? It doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathing. If he was that type of person, he would have known it would have worked. He wouldn't have to test it. He'd be like, I do it too. He did it because Donald Trump showed him he gets away with it. And he kept trying to find girls that were very strong-willed that wouldn't let him do it so he could test Donald Trump to see when he was going to get slapped by a girl or something. And it never happened. Telling you, there's a lot to this than we know. And hopefully they go to jail. I know Donald Trump ain't going nowhere. He'll probably die before he gets to meet a jail cell. But it's crazy. It's crazy. But go look that up. He did that. He literally brought a girl to see if Donald Trump could get away with groping her. And he made sure that the girl, she worked somewhere with him or something like that. And she was very, I wouldn't say cantankerous, but she was more very strong-willed. And she would dudes would talk to her and she talked back to him. So she's really rough. So he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to bring this girl there. And he kept talking about Trump. And he was hoping that she was going to slap him or do something because Donald Trump was telling him I can do it to anybody. And he was testing him. And he did it, and the girl said, I just froze. I just never had nobody basically walk up to me and start feeling my body sexually. I never had that. I had people talk shit, and she talked back. She didn't have nobody actually just so brazen. And part of the reason I also believe is because, think about it. If she was in that room with, maybe a girlfriend or something like that she felt safe with, she probably would slap the shit out of her. But because she's in the room with this dude who kept praising Donald Trump, she knew he wasn't coming to her aid. So if she did slap him, he wasn't going to do nothing. So she had to calculate in her head, what the hell? He's letting it happen and this dude is doing it. Am I in this threesome thing that's about to happen to me? I don't know what to do. It's 2 against 1. And you expected her to fight. It's fight or flight when something like that happens. And you mostly want to leave. It sucks how these men and people, not just men, but people are sitting there acting like she was supposed to do something. When in fact, the man that brought her was supposed to be the one that protected her. You brought her into the situation in which she got harmed, and you got mad at her because she didn't fight back, while you was a straight pussy and didn't do nothing yourself. Which tells me you were the girl in the situation with you and Donald Trump. Donald Trump was more the aggressor. You were the little wimp, Jeffrey Epstein, which put Donald Trump deeper into this shit, because it's usually the aggressor that's the leader, not the wimp. Just dealing with just main psychology of human beings. It makes sense. Do I have the facts on this? Only what she said. And there from there, I actually kind of like just deal with human behavior. Do I have this like on paper somewhere? No. But I do have her saying that she did this, and later saying to in an interview saying she realized it was a setup. I said, I could have told you that. The moment he did not protect you, I knew that was a setup. The moment he got mad at you for not slapping him up to protect yourself, I knew that was a setup. But she figured it out later. I figured out the moment she told that conversation. Before she even said that, she thought it was. It's just crazy, y'all. But this is Donald Trump trying to deny that this meeting... Well, first of all, listen to what he has to say, then I'll get in on it.
Is Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could.
There you go. I don't know. How the fuck you the president? You don't know shit. He never knows anything, y'all. I don't know. Are you? Are you? I don't know. What the fuck do you know? You're supposed to be the president. You're supposed to know everything. You're supposed to know everything. How the hell? I never heard Obama. I didn't even like George Bush, but I never heard that fool say like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody should put a collage together. I don't know. I don't know. What do you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How the fuck you don't know nothing and you the man leading the damn country? Who's running the country if you don't know what's going on with your vice president and your whole fucking cabinet? This is supposed to be Susie Wiles, your chief of staff. You don't know what she's doing? That they're meeting on your fucking behalf and you don't know it? Ain't nobody this stupid. Well, he may be and MAGA may be, but you know us people, the norms. We ain't that dumb. You can't tell me you having a meeting with all these heads of state of this country, rather, in power, from the vice president to all these major people. You got to have security to do that. You just can't just walk around. The White House the vice president's house has to have up the security amped up to have all those people in one space. That shit has to be pre-planned days in advance. And you're going to sit there and tell me you ain't had no information given that was going to happen. But this is what they kind of act like, you know, because it came out the day before this. And this is what they had to say. Oh, I'll give you the situation in a sec. Oh, where's it at? Is it playing?
Ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax.
Wait a minute. Reporter needs to get better sources. CNN got it. ABC got it. And then I saw it go to a bunch of other places. And each one of those said CNN, I guess, was the first to get it. And and the rest of them said they validated. I don't know about all of them saying they validated, but I know at least two other ones said they had validated this information. So now we get this validated information and these people come out and say, oh, I don't know where they got their information. Now that to me sounds like you either set them up so that you can turn it on the media and make it seem like the media is a problem. Because again, they're trying to throw everything at the wall, and we understand that Donald Trump is the person that used to call the media and tell them lies under a different name just so he can get the media to do what he wants them to do. He's got them in his pocket by effing with them. So if it isn't happening, they're the ones who release the information. There's nobody in the room to get the information but those people. Just saying. But then Donald Trump goes off and says it's a hoax. You just said a minute ago you knew nothing about it. So all of a sudden it's a hoax. How do you not know about something? Do absolutely no homework. You just heard J.D. Vance say you better get your own information. Now it's a hoax. Maybe misinformation possibly, but it went straight to a hoax. That to me says you have an agenda. You want this to be a hoax. So the moment you find out, which I knew he knew the entire time, he just played dumb. But his thing was to, I'll play dumb. You say it didn't happen. Then I'll call it a hoax. All right? On 3, let's go fuck them up. And then they did it. This is the fucking strategy. Because there's no way in hell you didn't know about it. He just told you about it. And you go straight to hoax. I would go to, I don't know where these leaks are coming from. As opposed to hoax. But the agenda is we want to make this a hoax. Let's keep saying it. Because you know how Donald Trump is. Say something more than once. Over and over again. Now you see Donald Trump, every time he comes, hoax, hoax, hoax. Every time he gets a chance, hoax, hoax, hoax. So everybody can jump on a hoax train. But the thing is, he got to come up with a different word. MAGA is too used to this man saying hoax to push them off. He called his own people stupid. Many of them came out, and I mean, it was a plethora on on TikTok saying, fuck you calling us, that we're stupid. You're stupid. You need to get they got them all riled up. Not every one of them, don't get me wrong. But a lot of them got shitty about that. And so, and it does my heart good to see like these stupid people get pissed off. I mean, it just does my heart good because I'm like, dude, you should have seen this 400 miles ago. But no, you see it now. It's funny that you're going through this, but hey, at least you're finally waking up to some degree. How long you stay awake? I don't know what that's going to be. It might be a short term. It may be a few months. But Donald Trump is not releasing this information. Because again, you can appease your people, make them happy as shit, make them do flips, anything and everything under the sun if you released it. Because what you got to hide, Donald Trump, if you released it, hey, it's all there. Your people were jumping, doing backflips, loving Donald Trump. But see, you lied to them at first. You said your name wasn't in it. Then we find 2 months prior, Pam Bondi came to you and told you your name was in it. Then we found out that you ordered her to have 1,000 agents to look through it and find where your name was at all throughout these documents. They work 24 hours if they have to. Somebody's got to clear them working for 24 hours a day because that's a lot of fucking money. A lot of that government money. I thought y'all was working on savings. You fired all these people, and then you took people off their jobs to go look for your name in this incriminating evidence. Why do they need to look for your name? We know you was homies. We know y'all was thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Thick as thieves. We knew that. Why you got to go get this information? And then after they found it, this fool says, oh, let's black out my name. I'm like, because I was a citizen at the time, public citizen. So take out my name or black it out. I'm like, Lord, this man had them search, if anything, America, to find his name was probably hundreds of $1,000s of taxpayer dollars, if not $1 million. So I don't know how they charge and shit. And our tax dollars went to go find his name. Then finding his name should be a product of the people, not him. Because if he had paid himself to get his own information out of those documents, hey, that's fine. That's what you did. You paid for it. You can ask to get it hidden or whatever. But you talking about you being a public person, then it should have been public dollars that found your fucking name. But it wasn't. It was not your public dollars. It was our dollars. Our dollars. Well, he said he was a private person. Our dollars paid to find that. So our dollars, we the people deserve to see what we paid for. That's what I'm saying. But he's saying, no, you pay for it and I get it hidden. But we pay for something that we got nothing out of? Only you? How is it that the government's paying to protect you, but it's our dollars where we're supposed to be protecting the people? And the people who harmed these children, those are the people. We're supposed to be going after the people that hurt them because that's what we are, nation of laws. So you're trying to get America in on your crimes. We're paying for you to hide shit. That ain't right. That ain't right. That's waste and abuse. Fraud and waste, exactly, Vera. Never mind talking about the fraud and waste. This man's spending hundreds of millions of dollars on golf. Oh, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So,
And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay?
our president is out here. And, you know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running for president. I can cuss all I want. But when have you seen a president of the United States just cussing their butt off? I ain't running for nothing. Nothing whatsoever. But this man, the president, something that our kids are supposed to look up to. That's what it used to be. Not anymore. Only racist, disrespectful people, hateful people, and billionaires look up to this piece of shit. I look down on him because I'm way above him when it comes to morals. I ain't never been accused or charged or none of the crap he's done. I follow the laws. And if I ever break the laws, I pay for them. And they got a problem paying for them. Exactly, B Money. Where is Doge? Is that who said that Doge? Was it B Money? No, it was Eric 1M. It moved on me. Where is it? Let me get you guys some love real quick. Put your stuff up. There you go. It's crazy to me. Again, all those people that we mentioned work for Donald Trump. Got this water on me. Work for Donald Trump and, well, not Donald Trump, work for the people. And they're working for Donald Trump in the White House. They're covering for him. You know what's so tripped also? The one little hothead dude, what's his name? Dan Bongino. Homie wasn't even invited into this meeting. I want MAGA. Quick question for y'all. I know you ain't gonna see my shit, especially however long I'm into this video. But I got a question for you. How are you feeling about Dan Bongino right about now? Cash Patel, because those dudes will run around telling you all this stuff. Oh, you know, we're going to get those files. When I get in the office the next day, I'm going to release them and blah, 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 blah. Cockeyed Cash Patel and Big Head Bongino. Those two had all this talk. They got in and did absolutely nothing but get on their knees and slob the knob. That's all they're doing. I thought you guys were men. I thought you were supposed to be like, I'm tough and I do this and I do that and I know what I'm talking about. You a bunch of punks because you got in there and said you're going to do something and you're doing absolutely nothing. Bongino tried to. He ran home, sulked for a little bit, cried, probably went to go hug his wife, you know, got in a fetal position or some shit because he know he's stuck now. He being a simp for Donald Trump. You're no longer that stronger, big mouth dude. You that simp just had to sit in the corner. They ain't even inviting you to the party no more. Because you know it's wrong and you want to open your mouth. And Big Head Bongino is scared as shit to say something. Where's all that strength at, bruh? I thought you was like big man on the block. You quiet as fuck right now. Hella quiet. But they didn't invite him. That said a lot. Because that dude was one of the ones that they was like, oh, he ride or die type of dude. And he was for MAGA. But you see that that kind of turn he had. He blamed Bondi for it. Because what I believe, and I don't know 100%, but what I believe, just based off of what has happened, Bondi knows that Donald Trump is being accused of some egregious shit in here. She's his lawyer, and she's trying to play this cute by half. You know, you're working for the people, but you're trying to hide what he's doing. You know, she's a lawyer, and especially a defense lawyer. She don't work for some of the biggest criminals in the world, and she knows she can't say nothing about him because she ain't gonna get no work. So she's hiding the truth. You got Cash Patel. He done been a part of the system somewhat before. Both of them kind of have, Cash Patel and Dan Bongino. But he's the head of the FBI. He go out telling secrets. You know, he ain't gonna have no work. And on top of that, his MAGA people, he got to somehow figure how to keep that intact. Because ain't nobody buying shit from his businesses. And ain't nobody gonna be on his podcast when they find out he's a traitor to them. He's been a traitor to America since day one, but a traitor to his MAGA base. Dan Bongino, it's a wrap. Once they cast you out, ain't none of these people listening to you. Not unless you come out with that truth. Just think about it. Dan Bongino comes out with the heat saying Donald Trump's in it, and we got video of him doing it. That dude will blow the fuck up. Think about it, Dan Bongino. You think you rich now? Come out on Donald Trump. Tell the truth. Tell us what you actually saw. Let it rip. Have an interview or talk to. You know what I want you to do, Dan Bongino? If you're a man, a real man, I need you to bring on to your podcast, if you still do it, bring on some of the victims and tell them what you actually fucking saw. Your podcast will blow the fuck up, bro. You can quit and go hang out with your wife and kids or whatever you said you missed. You will blow up, man. Not only would you get the MAGA people listening to you, hell, everybody in the world want to hear the truth. You got the whole world in your hands. Just go out and say it, bro. Quit being a little pussy. Go out and say it. I just gave you a little something that can tide you over when they throw your ass to the wolves, because they thinking about doing it because they didn't invite you to the party in which they were going to try and finagle all this information. They weren't going to invite you because you ain't as loyal as they thought you were. You ran out on them. And you know Donald Trump pissed off about that. He's trying to figure out how to get rid of you without looking guilty. But once this shit blow over, I promise you, if this Jeffrey Epstein shit blows over and Donald Trump's still standing, the next day, Dan Bongino's fired. We can't let him go now, because then that shows some real fucking problems then. Because once you let him go, he's not responsible to keep all this information private anymore. Not unless it's some psych of, like it's under seal or some shit like that. You can't say anything secrets. But this is a case that's been out there, and this is evidence that is necessarily for us public, but it's evidence that certain people have seen already. He can release what he knows, at least some piece of it. Just saying, Bongino. Come on, big head. Come on. I'm a fellow big head myself. Go ahead, big head Bongino. Let's hear it. I don't think he got the gonads for it. I think Donald Trump snipped him. Snip, snip. His voice should be a little bit higher. Should be talking like Michael Jackson right about now. I love Michael Jackson. It's just, had the high voice. Rest in peace. All right. So that's what we found out today about Donald Trump, his minions meeting to try and cover up for his shit. I look at it this way. You don't need a meeting if you ain't did nothing wrong. You don't need a meeting if what's in those documents don't incriminate you. You don't need to get somebody out of a strong prison and put them in a weak prison if you ain't did no dirt. If what you got on her won't stand, if she tells on you, then you don't did some serious dirt, because you had to break the rules, the laws in place that says a person who has committed pedophilia or raped a child, and still that's pedophilia, but that person cannot be put into these minimum prisons, these club feds, so to speak. They can't be put in them. You got to get the Bureau, I think, of Prisoners or something like that, the BOP, and you got to get somebody else to sign it. And you know who that other person is? That's the person, whether who that person works for. That person now works for not Cash Patel, but Todd Blanche, Deputy AG. The person who works for the Deputy AG is the person that has to sign it. And the Deputy AG is the person who spoke to her right before she got transferred. Now, all she said to you, Todd Blanche, was that, I don't see anything with Trump's name in it at all. And that's it. And you decided to put her in a better prison, an easier prison. Then you were going to seek to find innocence for Donald Trump. And that, again, should not be something that you're doing, because you're Donald Trump's lawyer when you're outside of the office. But when you're coming in as the AG, you and Donald Trump ain't boys like that. You're supposed to be working for the people, the Constitution, right? Let you know you already on broke protocol going to speak to her. And not having people there to listen to what you were talking about. And then supposedly, I guess you recorded it. But at this current moment, Ghislaine Maxwell and her lawyer have all this information from what you guys spoke about in that meeting. They could release it. It's their evidence too. They can use it in court if you decide to sue her for anything else. Did she say something? She's got a copy of that evidence. Her lawyer does, that you guys speaking. So you got to come out with it, or she has another piece of leverage. If you never come out with it, she can say, I want out, or I'm going to release these documents of what we actually talked about. Then she'll be free, because you don't want that information to come out. If you ain't going to release it, then there's something wrong with that meeting you just had. Now, they say they're going to release it. We will see. We will see. DJ, I do not know why he was walking on the roof. I looked that up, too. I was like, why is this fool? And he's up there kind of like giving a press conference, yelling at people down. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I have not seen any information as to why. He just said exercise. And I'm like, okay, but don't you golf? But then again, he does have cankles from blood pooling up. So he might be telling the truth about that. He may have to walk in order to get the blood flowing. And I don't know why he walked on the edge of the rooftop, because he could have walked in circles in the center and nobody would have ever seen him, not unless they went up in the air. But he walked to the edge. Then again, you know, you're trying to make logic out of a dumbass. So that's too much work. It's too much work. Last thing I'm going to talk about, thank you, DJ, for the donation, is, y'all, RFK. RFK, y'all. I don't understand how RFK, I'm wasting water on myself, is in the position, never did, understood why he was in the position that he was in, but walking on the roof. He said he was doing it for exercise, but $500 million he cut from the mRNA vaccines. Now, you know, that's what saved a lot of lives, the vaccines, after the biggest moment of COVID was killing everybody left and right, killing a lot of people left and right, especially people who already had ailments, you know, diabetes to, you know, high blood pressure to overweight and all different other things. They had other issues that they could get, you know, COVID, then get pneumonia, and then die. So I am a science person. I'm a technology person. I love them all. And I believe in it. And you remember when it was almost prophetic. Not pathetic, but prophetic. It's prophetic. When President Obama, before he left office, he literally said that he was leaving behind, you know, all this equipment, you know, masks and all kinds of stuff, and vaccines and different other things. And he left a booklet for Donald Trump on how to head off the next pandemic. while Obama was president, we had many small pandemics where, as Dr. Fauci and his team kept it to like 1 or 2 people, right? Some, maybe had like 10 or 15, but they kept it in the small situation. Had they not been on their game, any one of those, the flesh-eating virus and all those other things, they could have took out millions of people if they did not manage it right. And if Obama did not believe in his science team, a lot of us could have died. But he believed in the science team, and they went out there and there is no facetious reason to save people's lives. These people's lives, oh, let me try this drug just to fuck with them. No, they're trying to save your life. These people don't sit around here trying to fuck up your life. Now, we got in history, there's got many things that we should not, especially black people, trust people doing experiments on shit like that. But when it's something that's for the whole masses, I don't know when you can look in history where people tried something on all human beings. They usually try it on black people if there's something that can kill you. And they don't want to see how long you last. That's something they did with us. We were the test dummies for that, test rats. You can look back in history. But when they gave it to white people too, they was trying their damnedest to get something right. So these vaccines were given to powerful white people. You think they're going to give powerful white people drugs that could kill them? Not at all. So these vaccines that were being created, and here's the thing, these mRNA vaccines, I believe I'm saying that right as far as acronyms, they take less time to make. The other ones take a longer time. So if we relied on outside of mRNA, we would still be going crazy. Going crazy with these particular, like diseases that are out there. And so when you see measles kicking up, and you see all these problems that are happening, now he's pulling money away, $500 million. Now he said he's going to be working on something like full vaccines instead of RNA, but doctors are saying that it's better to go with this particular type of thing because it takes it's quicker. And their whole thing is you can invest in those things without killing this thing. You know what I mean? It's like invest in that, but not so much. Continue investing in what has worked. They have politicized our health. And the dude who is sick as we speak, I don't know what he has. I promise you, there's something wrong with the Kennedy family. I love the Kennedy back in the day as far as the history, but there's too many of them that have issues. I promise you, they might be inbred. They might be. Because, it's just too much. It's just too much. Too many like weird issues that happen in that entire family. I'm like, man, I got family that has like, one aunt had 19 kids. You know what I'm saying? One is kind of Down syndrome. I get you, you know what I'm saying? But 17 out of them, fine. Right? All these fools got issues. The adults, something wrong with them. Every last one of them. I'm like, what the hell's wrong? Uncle had something. This dude got something. Don't know where this shit come from. Another person, a sister had something. It's like, yo, what was y'all eating at the crib? What was going on? I know y'all were, running alcohol and shit like that. Y'all were little alcohol runners. I get it. But y'all must have been doing something with the sauce because something's up. I don't know why that entire family got something. And it's scary. It's like, man, what? It's like the island of misfit Kennedys. I don't know what's wrong with him, but something's wrong. And that one right there, even the rest of them are like, something wrong with him. We ain't want to vote for him. Family's like, nope, can't vote for him. Sicko. And it's true. How we got this sick ass dude? Mentally against everything. Anything health-wise. And I'm like, dude, I understand. Whatever you got, you may think it's about, it may have been a vaccine that did it, because I remember him talking about when they asked him or something like that he thought that whatever happened to him, like his voice or whatever started happening to him at a certain age, that he believed that it could have been a vaccine. Maybe it wasn't, but you can tell that he really kind of thought it was the vaccine. I'm like, dude, look at your genes. Go over there and look at your entire family. Now tell me you think it's something. I think it's genetic more so than it is anything to do with some kind of vaccine. You may want to put on a vaccine, but look at your lineage, bro. Look at it. There's too many of y'all that have something. And I ain't talking about cancer. I'm talking about something. And you've been through accidents for some of you guys. I don't know what y'all was doing. One of them had a brain tumor or something, an accident or whatever. But there's been a few of them that had, and I know the brother, there's a Ted Kennedy, he passed away with brain cancer, or at least that's not what I'm talking about. Cancer it comes in everybody's family. I'm talking about mental stuff. And this dude has a serious problem. He does. And him not believing in science, being the head of science, we're in an upside down world, yo. I don't see how you put somebody in position of something that has no merit and only been through stuff. Oh yeah, I'm sick. And because I got sick, I believe it was a vaccine. Do you have evidence? No, but I believe it. Okay. All right. So you believe that, and your merit is I got sick and I think it was a vaccine. So you should be head of HHS. Yeah. Don't add up. No merit. The N.O.M.A.Ds, the No Merit Administration. It bothers me. Again, ask yourself this question. Do you believe that Obama would ever hire an idiot in any one of these positions just because the person was black? No. I answered that for you. No. Hell no. It's crazy. It is crazy. Putting people in positions that have no idea what they're doing, harming American citizens. We are being harmed by these people because Donald Trump wants a bunch of people to do what he wants them to do, but this man doesn't know shit. Dr. Fauci, man, if y'all hear the story about Dr. Fauci, I'm going to leave you with this story that I read up on. And then I watched him actually give an interview and mentioned about what I had heard about already. And I was like, man, that is true. Again, doing my research, but when it came out of his mouth, I was like, okay, my research is pretty good. I found out that during the AIDS pandemic, he was one of the doctors that would not give up. They had such a hard time trying to find out what they can do to kind of curb this thing because it was killing so many people. And the way he came about this, being this person who loved people, right? You can't say that about RFK, any of these MAGA people. They don't love nobody. He loved people so much that he saw his heart would break every day because these people who would come in with full-blown AIDS, which he had to wear masks and all these different things and, all that, covered up to go hang out and help them out, whatever, and listen to him, that they were working on these vaccinations and stuff like that, vaccines rather, trying to figure these things out, trial and error. And what they found out from patients and so forth, they weren't listening to the patients. They were looking at the patient's reactions. And, after you look at the disease and see like, okay, we gave him this and we gave him that and I knocked that down. We wrote that down or this, that. We tried that. Oh, some of the pain kind of, whatever. Just keeping notes. Dr. Fauci realized I need to listen to the patient. All the other doctors all had their head stuck in their ass talking about, I know this, I know that, and science, blah, blah, blah. He went up to the patient because he had gotten attached to some of them. Most of them he got attached to, and it hurt when they died. So he was listening to one, and one was telling him about what he felt and what he think they should do, and they felt like a lab rat, all these other different things, whatever. You can go look it up, the different details about it. And when he started to listen to them, that's when he started getting a better idea on what to do with the vaccine. And by doing that, they started going in the right direction. So he accounts that if he did not take the time to listen to the patient, the vaccine for that, or at least the medications for that to prolong their lives and to save their lives, wouldn't have came about in the time that it did, because what they were missing was that human interaction, asking the patient what their feelings were. How did they think about this? And that connection, humanity, is what connected. It was science and humanity that came together and made a decision. And that's what saved lives. You have RFK being a complete science idiot, trying to determine what people need, and he's not listening to the patients. He's not listening to the doctors. He's not listening to the scientists. He is listening to his own thought processes and his own family. People who know you most is your family. No, you are a bumbling idiot. And only an idiot will put you in position that you're in. Donald Trump, first class idiot. And only dumbass people in America will put a dumbass as the president. You know why? Because you see the fact that your dumbass is sitting in that seat. You see yourself there. Educate yourself, and you would have never had the situation happen. But this happened because dumbass people wanted to feel empowered and not be hidden. Racist people wanted to feel empowered and not have to hide. You wanted to come on out. So you found your little clown, your mascot, and he's fucking the country up. Why? Because he's an idiot and you're an idiot. And those who did not vote, seeing that they were trying to put an idiot back into office, you're just as much a dumbass. Wake the fuck up next time, or shut the fuck up if you get another one. Too much, y'all. Too much. That's all I got for today. Your boy gonna get something to eat here in a second. I appreciate y'all coming here. As always, I try to keep it factual and I tell it like I feel it, because I get sick and tired of candy-coated bullshit. I understand when you talk about factual stuff, you talk about factual stuff, you talk about opinion, you talk about your opinion. And I'm fine with that. But I can't stand people lying to me, period. And when people like Donald Trump and his minions coming out saying this is happening, but it's not happening. This is going on, but it's not going on. I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know anything about, my name in there whatsoever. My name is not in there. She said my name was not in there. Then days later, she told you months before your name was in it. So much so that you had to spend a lot of tax dollar money 24 hours a day with 1,000 agents looking for your shit. You know your name is all over that shit if you need 1,000 agents to look through it. You know your name is all over it. Why would you need somebody to look, and why would you need 24 hours a day? You wanted the shit rushed. Why? Because Donald Trump knows him and Jeffrey Epstein were thick as thieves. And he also knows he's just as guilty as Jeffrey Epstein. He was just never caught. So we're going to wait this out and pray that God finally gets him. Finally gets him and get justice for these children who grew up with this pain. Ladies, you did not deserve this. I know you know this. You don't need to hear this from me. But I'm sorry you had to go through this. And I pray to God you find some sense of peace. We lost Virginia Guffrey or Guffrey. I mess her name up every time. Because she just couldn't deal with it anymore. And I put part of that on the people because you didn't fight enough for her. The people within that system that knew that it was happening to her and allowed this man to go free. The Alice Acosta guy. You did it. Her death is on your side. Should be on your spirit, on your heart. It should be a mark. Whatever God you believe in, they should have a mark against you for that. What's his name? Alan, the lawyer. I forgot his name. The lawyer that was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. Yeah, you too. you should have a few marks against you. That whatever God you believe in, I think he's a Jewish person, whatever God you believe in, you too should have a mark. Because you know damn well the facts. He's the one that said there were a lot of people's names in there he was just going to list. When Donald Trump was out there saying, there ain't nobody on the list. And Pam Bondi was saying, what list? And he was like, there's a list. Dershowitz, thank you, Azure. Alan Dershowitz. So make sure I get your name. Thank you. Alan Dershowitz. There's a special place in hell for you too, bro. And I can't wait until Satan calls you home. Can't wait. I will dance a jig. Also for the Orange Cretin. Dance a jig. I promise you I'll probably play Celebration. Cool in the Gang. Celebration will be the day. Or either Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. One of the two. Might play both. All right. Thank you guys for being here, as I always say. Here's Dennis Petro. I appreciate you being a member. Thanks for being here. Rooted in Planet Janet. Thank you for being here. Bible on Fire. Yep. You have my number there. All right. That's the one that I can't. Oh, Discord 2. I think mine just says Discord. I tried to find it again. It's me, man. I'm sure it's me, but my internet's tripping. Let me put it in here before I go. I got that. Get the number there. Who else? I see yours, your DJ, thank you. Five on Fire, thank you as well. Thank you guys for the donations. I'll thank you again because I appreciate it. Oh, I got the camera finally. I didn't tell you, see what I got. It's really nice. It's the Sony ZV-E10. So I'll start using that instead of my phone and start using my phone for other things. So I appreciate you. You guys helped me get that. I appreciate that. I use everything you guys give me to be able to try and make this a better program. So if you wanted to donate, you know how you can do it. You do it in the room. I appreciate it. And you can also do it here as well as I read these off. Demetrius, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Some people may be already gone when I say it because I go all the way back to the top. And some people may have left. Again, DJ, thank you for the $10. Go back. I'm going to read some of these comments when I get off. Bamboozle, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being a member. Monica Meadows, I know you were gone for a minute. You came back. But I don't know if you're still here. I know you probably had to cut out. People get busy. I get it. As I continue to go. Oh, thanks for the 10 people. The old possum, welcome. Gidget and Sweet Pea, LaCarter, welcome. Thanks for your membership. Thank you again. Five on Fire for getting it for them. Dark Cash, Bill Trigg, My Life Path 234, Pizza Diver. I got eat pizza tonight, but Ace20, Zolar 55, and Catherine 262. Welcome. Appreciate you. As I continue to go up, I see you, Vera. 5 on 5 again. Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. When Trump said STDs were his personal victim of Vietnam, that now raises more questions for me than I want answered, right? 5 on Fire. When he said it, I'm like, is he just getting senile? He's just telling everything? I'm like, shit, keep him on camera and just ask him some questions. He might just give it up. He might just give it up. Because you know that everybody else knows by now. Pam Bondi knows what Donald Trump has done. She's just his lawyer. She can't tell you. Kash Patel knows. Dan Bongino knows. All of them know right now that Donald Trump is not the person that they thought he was. They all know. They've seen those documents. But they can't say anything. They can, but they won't. Because that's their bread and butter. They would never be in the positions that they're in right now if it wasn't for him. They owe everything to him. To be able to have those names and titles behind them, and you know they're title chasers. So you know they love the fact that I'm the head of the DOJ and I'm the head of this. They love that shit. You know, so they ain't going to give that up. And Donald Trump knows. That's how he has them trapped. He gives them what they always dreamed for. And then he knows they'll be loyal to him because they don't want to lose that job. They don't want to get fired. Benny Loco, thanks for being here. I see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a good night. I will see you tomorrow around the same time, same channel. You guys have a great night. Be safe. Much love. And as always, I'll see you when I see you.